I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm crazy. But the Super Bowl is probably the event from an NFL perspective that I look forward to the least every season. Not because I don't love the Super Bowl, not because I don't love football, because I do. Not because I don't love watching two of the best teams in the league go head-to-head and duke it out for glory. But more so because it signals that the season is over. And yeah, we'll bet basketball. We'll get into the baseball streets. There's no doubt about it. But we're going to have to wait until summer so we can start betting. And I mean preseason football, because you're damn right we're going to be doing that. But it's going to be a little bit of a layoff, and it sucks. And also, the lines are efficient when it comes to the Super Bowl. The lines are efficient, right? Like, it's the most heavily bet event that you are going to find, hands down, right? So what do you expect to happen? That's why I got some MVP picks for you as well, with some pretty nice odds and a bunch of other stuff. This is 5 best Super Bowl bets for Super Bowl 58. Sit back, let's have some fun, and make some money to close out the season strong. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and give me your favorite bets in the comments. I try and read and respond to all of them. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Loughy_D, Loughy_D. Come hang out even once football's over. We'll have some fun. Let's go. All right, so let's set the table here. San Francisco 49ers -2 against the Chiefs. -102 in some spots. So does it move to 1.5? I don't know, but if you're betting the Niners right now, you're getting, close to even money there. Chiefs +2, -118 in a lot of spots, 47.5 point total. So you look at this Niners team, and they squeaked past the Packers. They were down 24-7 to the Detroit Lions at home, came back, were up 10. We should have covered on that, by the way. That was garbage. Up 10, they get the win. In the AFC, the Chiefs took care of business, right? Like, yes, that game was competitive against the Bills, but they went in and they won on the road as road dogs, cold weather. They went in and won as road dogs, 4-point dogs against the Ravens. They made Lamar Jackson and company look silly. They made him look downright bad. But in the back of my head, let's move it to the front so we can convey this to you guys. The Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills could have won those games. This isn't to say the Packers and Lions couldn't have beat the Niners. What I'm saying, though, is that the Ravens completely abandoned the run. And so did the Bills. They were gashing. James Cook was gashing that Kansas City defense. And they gave up. I don't know. I don't know what happened. They got shook. Whatever it was, it didn't work for them. But let's not ignore the fact that that game against Baltimore was a 17-10 victory. So if you were to look at this overall, zoom out, let's take a 30,000-foot view here. Kansas City, fantastic secondary, right? Particularly on the deep balls. They're 4th in DVOA, defensive DVOA against deep passes this season. I still believe they're exploitable on the ground, and that's going to be a theme throughout this video, particularly with our MVP picks, 2 of them. But we know also that the 49ers can win with short passes, broken, evaded tackles to the house. The Chiefs have a very good pass rush, okay? The pass rush rating pressure rating was 11th on the season. Sack rating was number 1 on the year. And if there is one weakness with this Niners offense, it is in fact their offensive line. So you'll see Kittle do some additional blocking. He'll still run a decent amount of routes because he's going to play the whole damn game. But that is one area that could be troublesome. I'll say this much, though. Brock Purdy, while he took a couple ugly sacks in the red zone against Detroit, all season was fantastic under pressure, okay? You look at his completion percentage, you look at touchdown to interception ratio, all of that. He was very good under pressure. And it's hard not to be when you have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, guys that are elite after the catch that can open them up in space, Christian McCaffrey on the ground. So if I'm going with a side here, we're laying the 2 on the San Francisco 49ers at -102 across a lot of books right now. I get how you're saying, how can you bet against Patrick Mahomes? I get it. Because Patrick Mahomes and company look like they shouldn't even be in the Super Bowl, but they just keep winning games. I think it comes to an end here. I think there's enough firepower on this San Francisco team. They're well coached with Shanahan. They're going to open things up. And Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, believe it or not, a running back. Who would have thought a running back in the Super Bowl could be the difference maker? But in this instance, I think he can. And I don't see them abandoning the ground game, the run game, like the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens did in the wild card round. No, they smoked Miami. The divisional round and the championship round. Give me -2. And also, Give me minus 47.5. I think this could be a defensive battle here. Both quality defenses, and the Kansas City Chiefs offensively still haven't shown me enough. You can't get Watson going. They don't get MVS going. It's essentially Isaiah Pacheco, Rashee Rice, and Travis Kelce, all right? But it's also a very good San Francisco defense. I know it didn't necessarily appear that way. I get it. It didn't appear that way when we saw them against the Buffalo Bill or the Detroit Lions. But this is still a team that has fundamentally a very good defense. They're healthy. Also, Kansas City banged up on the offensive line. That could be an issue as well. 47.5 seems like a big number here. And maybe it's just because people go, yeah, hey, look, it's the Super Bowl. We want points. I get it. And I would actually wait till closer to kickoff because all of the casuals could potentially come in, heavily bet the over, and then you'll get even more value here, potentially. But I don't see it moving down at all to the point where you're going to be worried about it. So I would wait, bet the under 47.5 here. I could see a lower scoring game. Oh, and I know you guys are tired of hearing this from me, but if you're going to bet the MVPs, before I get to these, if you're going to bet MVP props or any of these type of props, make sure you're shopping around. You're going to find guys that are plus 3,000 in one spot, that are plus 1,500 in other spots. Don't leave money on the table. And the other best way to take advantage of something that might be on the table, Bet365 right now is giving you $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Deposit 10, only bet 5, win or lose, no matter what, you automatically have $150 in bonus bets. And they're live in Arizona now. Boom. Indiana, they're live now. They're also in New Jersey, Iowa, Idaho, Virginia, Colorado, Kentucky, and Louisiana. That's 9 states. $150 in bonus bets for doing nothing outside of taking 2 minutes out of your time, betting $5 on whatever crazy parlay you want. I threw the link in the description. It's also in the pinned comment. And don't worry, it's the Super Bowl. If you're not in any of those states, BetMGM should be in those states. They're doing bet 5, get 158 if you're not there yet. Bet 5, $158 in bonus bets. I threw links to both of them. If you want to do one, both, doesn't matter. But collect that free stuff, guys, because the Super Bowl, win or lose, you could come out of it on top. Must be 21 years old to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLE. All right, we got 2 MVP picks, both from the same team, both from the 49ers. Not because I'm convinced the Niners win this game. Look, they're barely 2-point favorites. The Kansas City Chiefs can absolutely win this game. But guess what? If Patrick Mahomes has even a faint pulse, he's going to win MVP if they win. Unless you are so bought in to the conspiracy, the narrative, the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing that you say, you know what, it's got to be Travis Kelce if they win. He scores a touchdown. Fine. Especially because Patrick Mahomes hasn't exactly been lighting up the scoreboard lately. But I have far more confidence on the other side of this one because Brock Purdy is not Patrick Mahomes, right? It's Mr. Irrelevant. Sure, it's a really cool story. But there are a lot of different ways that they can win this game, and Brock Purdy is erased from MVP conversation, and I'm going to tell you how. Number 1, Christian McCaffrey, plus 475. A running back has not won MVP since 1998, Terrell Davis. I think Christian McCaffrey could put the position back on the map in this game, and here's why. You're talking about a guy that is dominant on the ground and through the air. And the Chiefs, very good at preventing the deep ball, okay? They're also just good in general against the pass. Fantastic. I expect San Francisco to lean heavily on the ground. McCaffrey, barring an injury, is going to play 100% of snaps. He's going to get every running back carry. He's going to get every goal line carry, all of that. He's going to see 25 plus combined opportunities on the ground and through the air. He can legitimately win the MVP. And at plus 475, where this is on DraftKings specifically, by the way, that's where the best odds are. Where Brock Purdy's plus 225, I think the value lies within Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy could have a tough game. They could still win, and Christian McCaffrey could be the reason that they do. But you know who else could? Deebo Samuel at plus 2,500 on FanDuel. Now this moved. It was plus 3,300 when I talked about it on Twitter the other day. Plus 2,500. Why? Like I said, Kansas City, excellent pass rush. They're going to do what they can to get to Brock Purdy. Now, they're also going to play a lot of man, and Deebo Samuel hasn't exactly been the guy to light it up when defenses are in man coverage, but this is where I think it's a little bit different. Kansas City's phenomenal at preventing deep passes, and a lot of times that's Brandon Ayuk who's getting those looks. I think he could have a tough time getting good opportunities downfield. Hell, if it wasn't for that crazy deflected tip ball last game against the Lions, we would have seen a more paltry performance from Brandon Ayuk on those downfield balls than we actually did in the box score. But Deebo Samuel, no player more yards after the catch per reception than Deebo Samuel this year. Nobody with at least 25 targets, right? Brock Purdy, if he's under pressure, what's he going to do? Well, you're going to take a sack or you're going to get the ball out quick. And who are you going to go to? Sure, George Kittle, but also Deebo Samuel. And he can break one loose. He's amazing in space. He can evade tackles. He can break tackles. But there's one more wrinkle to this, which is why I think plus 2,500, plus 3,300, as I mentioned, is even crazier. Because he has rushing upside. Okay, sure, only 232 rushing yards on the season, but 5 touchdowns and 10 red zone attempts. 10 red zone attempts for Deebo Samuel. If he catches a touchdown and creates magic after the attempt, where Brock Purdy's kind of just tossing it off 5 yards in a cloud of dust, and he also runs one in, Deebo Samuel could absolutely be our guy to give us the MVP at plus 2,500. Those are phenomenal odds. My favorite long shot MVP by far is Deebo Samuel. My favorite overall MVP is Christian McCaffrey at plus 475. And lastly, anytime touchdown score. Let's keep this simple. It's Deebo Samuel for the exact same reason. He can do it on the ground. He can do it through the air. Is he going to get 10 rushing attempts? No. But look, it's the Super Bowl. They could absolutely try and get him the ball inside the 10-yard line on the ground and through the air. When I have dual threat ability like that, and right now at Bet365, you're getting him at plus 137 to score, I absolutely love it. Sure, we like Christian McCaffrey to score, but he's minus 215 as an anytime touchdown score. That's tough to get to, minus 215. Give me Deebo Samuel, guy who has, along with Christian McCaffrey, the highest ceiling on this team and an absolute ability to rip one from anywhere on the field. All right, that's it. 5 up, 5 down. Best bets for Super Bowl 58. Guys, enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the game. And if I don't see you again till the summer, have a great few months, and we'll catch you back here for the next one. Peace.